Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Danganronpa 3 Side Despair Episode 8. So, a lot of messed up shit happened this episode. Let's get right on it. Yeah, shouldn't we? So, we have Mitara in the beginning looking through a whole bunch of files on his computer. And one of the files he stumbles onto is a video clip saying ZV test. And out of pure curiosity, he's looking at the file and, is curious about it, of course, because this is Junko's computer technically, and he's using it for animation and all that, but he just wants to know what it is. So he clicks it, and he sees the killing game, Junko's killing game from several episodes ago. And we'll say that, guess what? He flipped out a little bit. His reaction right here is he was so just amazed by it. He realized right away which should be obvious. He goes, "This is not CGI or anything like that. This is literally real," and it gets him really sick. Like he actually throws up and all that. But we also see that the nurse. Excuse me, not the maid. The nurse is also kind of messed up. We saw that a few minutes prior because she was walking around and just kind of like doing very suggestive things in general, and she seemed very into Junko and her kind of weird, I want to say, kind of cruelty. And we see her trying to push herself on Mitara, and we learn from Junko that yeah, she brainwashed her, so that's why she's acting like that, which is interesting. And Mitara goes, "Why are you doing all this?" And so Junko goes into her teacher version and starts telling him how she wants him to help her make a video using that material because she could brainwash people, but she can't do it in a way that works for everyone. Because as even though Mitsuru watched it, he didn't get brainwashed by it, but apparently the ultimate maid did, I keep calling her maid, the ultimate nurse did. So it really was interesting in that sense. Now, meanwhile, things are not going very well at the school. The students are riling up outside still. All the reserve corps students are just flipping out in general, and the our class over here is kind of worried about the nurse girl. They've been looking for her. She's been missing for now apparently several days. But what's even worse is the fact that all they notice all her stuff is still in her dorm room. So it's interesting. Why would she up and leave? Where's her stuff? That's when Nagato walks in. Yeah, we haven't seen Nagato part of the class in a while, and he right away is met with kind of, I don't want to say any hostility, but they really don't meet him with very much. But when he says that he knows where she is, they jump on him right away and they want to know where she is, because he actually ran into the nurse girl on his way back to school. So that was interesting. And then at the very end of when everyone's starting to leave the class, he actually talks to the I think her name's Pachiko, I want to say. He talks to her and goes, "We have to talk. We need to talk." And it was very interesting because you haven't really seen these two characters really interact in general to one another, but all of a sudden they're doing that now. I mean, the game, is kind of a little deviant from that, but I'm not going to go into that because that's spoilers for the game. Okay, if you have not played the second game, after watching this, you should definitely play the second game because I think this is a good leeway into that at least. Anyways, when I forget, oh my god, I'm forgetting everyone's name. Chizuru actually walks into the class. Of course, she sees none of the classes there, and they leave her a note saying, "Yeah, we went to look for the nurse girl," and she right away flips because she has to realize, that right now with all the reserve corps students flipping out and jumping over the gate and trying to attack everyone, because they're just riled up and mobbed up in general, they're not safe being outside. Now, meanwhile, the security guard and Mankata are actually joining forces to kind of take care of the reserve corps students who are flipping out even more. They're jumping over the fence and now droves, not just one or two, but now there's like a several dozen that jump over the fence at one time. So yeah, they're trying their best to kind of keep this mob from going super crazy, but you could tell that eventually they're gonna probably run out of strength and stamina. So I'm curious where they're gonna go with this. Now, I'm trying to think of these people's names, and it's because I have not done this for some reason for a while. I guess maybe it's because it's too early in the morning. I should not have done this early in the morning. But Nagato and the Ultimate Gamer Girl over there end up teaming up together, and of course he goes over to the statue and clicks it because he says this is a kind of weird place for a statue, don't you think? Clicks the statue. He claims it's quote unquote luck that he found that, but there are several signs that show that that is not the case, and we're going to talk about that in a couple seconds. But he goes down, meets Junko for the first time, and they meet the real Hinata, or not, the real Mitara, because of course they're used to the fat Mitara, the one that's the imposter. They're used to him, and I like how, by the way, they make a joke several times in this episode. It's like, Mitara, you lost a lot of weight, really fast too. That's messed up, but it's funny though. But he talks with Junko and pulls a gun at her and tells her, I see that you're ultimate despair, but he goes, I don't want that to exist. I want ultimate hope. Because you're a good stepping stone for despair, for despair, but then you're also a good stepping stone for hope. So having her around in many ways helps bring hope, he says, but he has to end her. And he goes, if you could survive this, then he goes, you're the perfect stepping stone for hope. But if not, then I'm better. And what's interesting is that I gotta admit, I was surprised by Nagato's kind of reaction to this. Like, I mean, we saw him with the whole school incident before, how he's not afraid to do certain things. But I guess that even now, when I see it in both the games and in the show, it's his kind of 360 mode of switch, like mode switch, where he goes from being kind of normal to being really weird and to being like this, for example, which is interesting. But walks in Izuru slash Hinata, or Hajime, excuse me, and I said Hinata, and oh my god, I apologize, guys. Like I said, really early morning, but walks in Izuru over here, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you have luck. So do I." And he's able to actually take the gun away from him, shoot Nagato, which I thought, oh man, Nagato's gonna die. Oh, that sucks, because I was thinking that was destined for Nagato to die. But of course, Nagato's good luck actually saved him. The student handbook took the bullet for him, so Nagato was just kind of knocked on his ass a little bit. Now, Chizuru, meanwhile, runs into, or Yukizome, I think is really the best way for me to say her name, because I think I'm saying it the other way wrong. But Yukizome runs into the real Hinata, which she uses, again, the same joke as everyone else, like, you lost a lot of weight. Messed up. Or Mitara, I said? I did say Mitara, I did say Nada. I said Hinata. Like I said, guys and girls, I'm really sorry, really early in the morning. But she runs into Mitara, and, Mitara, it goes to her crying, saying, listen, you gotta save them, this is really bad downstairs and all this. And she goes down, you can see her going downstairs into where the statue was, because that is the secret base of sorts. Now, what I liked about the last part was we have the gamer girl looking up at Izuru for the first time, because now she sees him, and she recognizes it instantaneously as Hinata. I mean, that was so cool, I thought. It was like, even though Hajime has not been here for a while, she looked at him and she only needed like a snap decision to realize that was who he was. So, because I mean, she was aware of the human experimentation, so she probably figured he got involved, because we saw several times during the episode that she was quite well aware of it. What's interesting, though, I think, is the whole Nagato incident with this. And in general, Nagato being, I want to say here in general, in this very spot, knowing what this is, I want to say that his luck was able to bring him there, and then he kind of pieced everything together. Because as we saw, he seems to know a lot. Like, he knew about Junko's kind of plan of sorts. He knew what she was doing. I don't think he knew exactly what she was doing, but I know he knew enough to what she was doing. So, and then he also had the Pachiko, the girl that always protects the Yakuza guy. He had her set up so she would intercept the sister of Junko, and that was interesting, because I mean, he already kind of was aware of them even, being able to interact with one another. So, I'm really curious how Nagato knows all this. Like, is it that he knows from, past episodes he somehow found out? Is it that he was, his ultimate luck was able to like kind of bring him to this mystery solving concepts? I'm curious about that. I mean, I think it was kind of cool what we saw, so I'm not really having too much of an issue with them just knowing everything, seems like. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this episode? And like I said, guys and girls, I apologize, it's really early in the morning, I need more coffee, but I hope you enjoy the review nonetheless. As always, if you do enjoy these reviews, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, put in the comments below what your thoughts of this episode were. What do you think of Danganronpa as it is right now? We're at episode 8, we're getting near the end, so I think 5 or 6 episodes left, not even for each one. So I'm very curious how this series is going to wrap up. But anyways, guys and girls, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everyone.